Hello, I'm Dr. Rafel. Welcome to Eastside Wellness Active Care Series, and we're going to show again the deadlift, but this time under load. We're going to start again where we left off a little bit with the patterning. Amy's going to move back into that hip hinge position. We're going to kind of check her to make sure that her position is correct. So go ahead and move into a hip hinge. She's going to move her hips back, but keep that good curve. You're going to notice her knees are directly over her heels, and she's going to bend down and grab that weight. The weight you want is about mid-foot. You don't want to have to reach way forward, but almost directly to the side of the person. Okay? So go ahead into that hip hinge position. And then if I drop the stick, chin comes forward for me just a bit, we're into a really good three-point position. Now, what I'm going to show is some really common mistakes. So as she goes into that position, do that for me. Sometimes the shoulders will shrug and she'll lose the connection. And so a thing that we like to do sometimes is we'll put a towel right under, and that will have her drop the shoulder inferior and bring the upper arm and the armpit kind of together, and she wants to keep that connection. That's critically important for a good deadlift. Okay, again into that pattern. So I should be able to pull on this, and she is kind of resisting that pull. Okay? Another position or problem sometimes people do is once they come out of that or into that good position and they're coming down to grab the weight, I want them to over grip it, really grip it seriously, but they'll round here at the bottom. So they'll lose the position. Now I'm no longer using my hip to drive. This is completely a low back exercise in kind of a dangerous position. It's a heavy disc load position, okay? So as she comes back, she's keeping this good tight curve, that three-point position. She's squeezing. And now as she comes up, there's really two parts to the deadlift. She's gonna come up partially pushing through her heels, and when she gets to about where the weight's at her knees, her only job is to shove her hips forward as far as she can. Okay? I'm going to show you another mistake, a big mistake that most people make with this, as when they drive their hips forward, they're going to increase the curve and they're going to break their alignment way too much. Okay? So when you hit that top position, you want to lock fully out of that hip. Show them a partially locked out hip, Amy. That is not a full deadlift. A full deadlift means that has to be completely locked. So when you get to that top position, I want you to think, I'm going to get kicked in the rear end and punched in the stomach at the same time, and that's going to keep you in that perfect position. Now, when she lowers the weight, her hips move back first as she sets the weight down. Again, coming back up, no torque or twist. And I would prefer that you would lower the weight, come up completely with no weight, go back down, grab it as your second rep. Good. Now here, didn't talk about breath. I would sniff in my air, tighten my gut, come up, boom. Okay? Then back down. That is the deadlift with weight in a suitcase manner, asymmetrical. So we're using only one arm. She's now going to show you more of a standard deadlift patterning where the weight's going to be in front. It gets sometimes a little trickier to keep your shoulders tucked in tight, because as you reach forward, they're going to want to round. You're going to break position and you're no longer going to be doing a safe, good deadlift. You have to keep those shoulders tugged back. So what I'm going to do is cue her when she gets into that bottom position to make sure her shoulders are set. First thing she's going to do is hip hinge, grip the weight, now round for me. Wrong. So now she's going to come back into that set position, keeping as much tension back here as she can. She's going to pull the weight, sniff, and then boom. That's a deadlift under load. Thank you.